Well, you might wonder why I'm standing in the middle of a field, hanging on for dear life to a tent in the middle of a thunderstorm and getting absolutely soaked. But we're actually at the county showground in the middle of Stafford, and it's the middle of the Soul Survivor for 2013.
We have brought a youth group here to camp for Soul Survivor, and we've done it for the last few years to bring a group up here, and partly because the young people get so much out of being here for a few days, knowing that they are not the only ones in their churches, but there's actually 4,600 young people on site over these 5 days.
This is my 4th year coming, and it's just great to be with other Christians and be in a field regardless of the weather of what's going on, and just the atmosphere of what goes on is just amazing.
Certainly around here there's so many churches that have just got sort of 1 or 2 young people.
It's a lot bigger on a bigger scale. It's just magnified in some way. It's hard to put it into words without seeing it, but it's just, you can see God's presence moving in the meetings so much more than you could in your average Sunday service.
And since it's the first time I've come, it's a really good experience. I think people get to learn more about God and get closer to God and just be around each other and meet other young people that share the same thoughts as you and experiences as you as well.
Soul Action Cafe it's a cafe within Soul Survivor. It's basically Soul Survivor teaming up with Tier Fund, and they do this cafe every time at the Soul Survivor festivals. We basically sell a load of fair trade products.
You get to serve other people as well as getting served here by them, so it gives you the opportunity to give something back to this great festival. And also you still get to go to like the main meetings and stuff, so you still get the talks and all the worship and stuff, but you can help at the same time.
Yeah, and it's a fun thing to do as well. Yeah. It's not like a chore or anything like that. It's something enjoyable. It's not work really.
I've been coming to Soul Survivor for about 12 years now, and every year, no matter who I bring, whichever young people, wherever they are with God, whether they know God or not, they always experience something here that generates a reaction, and it gives us something to talk about and somewhere to move on. So every single young person that's ever come has moved forward in their faith in some way, and that's why I come every year.
Okay, there's quite a few people here who aren't Christians already, and I think that they get a positive outlook on it because they're so stereotypical about the kind of views that Christians have, and come in here they can really see why people believe what they believe, and they can benefit from that, I think.
One of the things that Soul Survivor is really passionate about is local church, and so it is about equipping those young people to go back to their churches, to be leaders in their churches, and I think Soul Survivor do that really, really well, because they go back and they are leaders. They go back and they engage in their churches and they become a part of the church family and a real part of the church family. And, you know, we should encourage that. We really should.
We encourage churches, young people to come here to Soul Survivor, to have something so close on our doorstep, with so many young people here.
I'm the youth worker at St James's Newchapel at the top of the city of Stoke. I'm still going to be their youth worker, but my husband and I have decided to job share, and we're job sharing that job but also a new job at Dovedale House in Ilam, and we're going to be the residential support workers there and development workers.
And we've got various other events going on in the diocese. We have Breathe at Dovedale House, which is happening, I think it's next week, within Dovedale. We've got Ecclesia, which is going to start on the 8th of September within the cathedral. Bishop Canon Anthony has been one of the main players in that. So again, we're trying to cover the whole spectrum of churchmanship, of spirituality within the diocese.
Dovedale House is a diocesan residential centre for children and young people. So it's there to resource children's and youth groups across the Diocese of Lichfield, but also schools use it and youth workers use it. And technically it's in Staffordshire Moorlands, but it has a Derbyshire postcode. It's in the Peak National Park. It's in the middle of a valley, and it's a beautiful valley. It's the only place that I know that doesn't have mobile phone signal, and that's the reason I know that every youth worker that's ever been there has continued to take young people there, because it's a place where you can really connect with each other and with God. And yes, it is 10 minutes away from Alton Towers and all the other things that the Peak National Park has to offer.
We're looking at what can we do, how we can equip young people to meet with God.
I did the Growing Young Leaders course, It's ran by Mark Hatcher and a few other youth leaders in Stoke-on-Trent.
It's basically to equip young leaders to be able to go out and become youth leaders within a church environment. So it very much teaches you how you can safeguard yourself and all the sort of boring things that you never get taught but are very useful. The leaders who run it as well are very personable, so you can really relate to what they're teaching you to do. And basically since I've done it, I've gone on to become an actual youth leader within a youth group. So within a sort of 12-month period, it has become quite active within my life, the results of going to that course.
It is 5 days focused on God and feeling you're equipped for the next year of what's going to happen, and you can really just focus on that. You're away from distractions of everything else.
The fact that this happens in our parish is just awesome.